Hello my angels, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to a brand new vlog. I hope you're all really well. It is the most beautiful day here in the UK and we've actually had a few days of sunshine now. Feeling very lucky, although it is about -5 out there. I know I shouldn't complain because I do look through my comments and obviously I read every single comment, and there are a lot of you that are experiencing like -10, -20 and -30. Hold on to your knickers, that is freezing. So I shouldn't complain too much. All I can say is that it has literally just brightened my mood having this scrumptious sunshine. So I'm sat in the bedroom and this vlog is a little bit of a different one from me, and it's something that so many of you have asked for, but with a little bit of a twist. I'm going to add my little touch of sparkle to it. Now you've all been asking for a video that's sort of like my best and my worst, and I don't like recreating the wheel, and I also just, I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me sat here being like, these are all my handbags. It just, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, and I never ever want to come across like I'm showing off or being boastful in any way, shape or form. And something that I am so passionate about and something that I speak to you, I think, on probably every single vlog is beautiful items that I have in my life that have either been handed down, they're either my mother's, my grandmother's, that were gifts, or things that I've actually bought second hand. So instead of doing my best and my worst, because quite frankly, we don't do negativity on this channel, I am going to be doing a vlog all about my favourite fabulous vintage items, and I'm gonna stick to sort of handbags and shoes because otherwise this vlog would be about 10 hours long. I've got some fabulous outfits which I think I'm going to have to save for another vlog, so if you like this vlog, let me know in those comments down below and we will do a very amusing vintage outfit video, because let me tell you, we've got an outfit for just about anything that is from 10 years, 20 years, 30 and 50 years old. I'm a very lucky little sausage. My grandmother gave me some really, I mean, jaw-droppingly beautiful things. They are so outrageously fabulous. So I feel like there are only a few places or parties, definitely dress-up parties, that I could wear them to. But anyway, like I said, I will save that for another vlog. So I'm sat here, I feel very like formal, sort of sat here like, but I'm sat at the end of the bed and I've got shoes this end, and then we work our way through to some just exquisite and probably my hands down favourite bags that I own. I say I. Handbags in our family are you know, we don't believe that they should be in a cupboard, in boxes, being saved. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't personally buy handbags as an investment because essentially you keep them in the box and you can't wear them out. You should purchase fashion items to love and some treasure and to wear. So these are all handbags that my mother and I wear on a regular basis, and like I said, if there's a handbag that I have that I know is going to go with an outfit that my mother is wearing, she should wear it and she should rock it. And the amount of times I've called my mother saying, please can I borrow this handbag, or actually in all honesty she's seen my Instagram or my YouTube being like, excuse me Leonora, you have been a magpie. I put my hands up, I own up to it, but we share our handbag collection. And it's also very handy that we have the same size feet. And when I was growing up as a teenager, my mother was obviously in her like 40s and 50s, and she was still wearing like sky-high stilettos. And I had so much fun trotting out in her high heels. And now sadly, she doesn't go for sky-high anymore. She goes for sort of practical and comfortable and classy. So sadly, she doesn't buy any more skyscraping heels, but I've got a few golden oldies that I'm going to show you that I wear all the time. And I'm telling you, I walk into a room and everybody is like, where are those from? and I have them just here. And then I have a couple of bits that have been gifted to me that I kind of feel like are vintage but are not. And actually all of these bags have the most amazing stories. I can't believe it. We're 5 minutes in. I've been warbling on. Let's get straight into this. Oh, decisions. Which end do we start? I kind of feel like I want to start off at this side just because it's such a special piece. Now you can actually see what I was propping it up with. A Aromatherapy Associates atomizer, all the behind the scenes that you're seeing. So this is almost like a step back in time with Louis Vuitton. This is one of their backpacks. You've got the iconic Louis Vuitton monogram leather, and this is from like 1995 to 1997, and I was just dying for a vintage Louis Vuitton, and I bought it about, I would say 5 years ago. And with anything like this, there are just the most amazing stories, and I feel like that's half of it. Ooh, sounds like I've got a few coins in here as well. Ooh, it's always like I find a few coins and some lip glosses. Yes, oh, and some toothpicks, always handy to have. Oh, and a spoilie. Oh gosh, it's all coming out. It's almost like a lucky dip in there. But as I was saying, I actually bought this beautiful backpack in LA on Rodeo Drive. I went out to go and see one of my best friends, Nikki, and it's something that I just thought was fantastic for travel. And it's almost like a Louis Vuitton never full bag. Is that what they call them? Never full bags, you know, the enormous sort of bags that you have over your shoulder that literally you can put everything in. And I wanted to have something that I could have over my shoulders, on my back, and not have to worry about it. So I actually went into a shop, and if you do actually like buying secondhand and vintage items and you want to feel sort of safe buying obviously designer handbags, knowing that the authenticity is 1000%, then I couldn't recommend the Real enough. So they have an app, they're online, and they do actually have a few stores around America, and one of them being Rodeo Drive. So I went in there, and this was in there, and the sales associate thought that it was a 1995, but they had a between 95 and 1997 on the authenticity card. So I kind of felt like it was meant to be, because I was in fact born in 1995. So it is just gorgeous, and it actually goes with my luggage. I do actually have a Louis Vuitton wheelie, and I just love, you know me, I love a matching set, and it's vintage, and I just think it's pure class. So you got the gorgeous buckle on the front, and another thing that I loved is the fact that it looks as though it's been like well used. So it's got a few little watermarks, it's got sort of like obviously wear and tear on the buckle, and then you have this beautiful suede string, and then on the inside, if we got any lucky dips, have a hairband. So you've got the inside pocket, it's actually canvas on the inside, so really easily wipeable, and it's also got like a little zippable compartment at the front there. You've got the straps at the back, and they are adjustable, and I absolutely love it. It's got to be one of my favourite vintage bags, and it means so much to me. I don't think you guys have probably seen me wear this, because recently I've been traveling with my brown Dior bag, and again it's fantastic to get everything in, but I feel like this one just has a very special place in my heart, and it reminds me of my darling girlfriend Nikki. So Nikki, if you're watching this, I love you, and I'm going to come and see you soon. We need to go back to LA, we need to go back to Miami, we can go vintage shopping again. I will definitely be taking you guys with me. Now the next handbag, I wouldn't say, well online it says it's vintage, but I wouldn't necessarily call it vintage because it is only sort of like 9-10 years old, well 9.5 years old, because It is the very first present that Mark bought me, which is so special, and it is a classic Gucci tote bag with those iconic bamboo handles. I don't actually think you have seen this bag before, but I absolutely adore it. And with Mark being so generous, he also bought me the matching little purse, and then it's got the little bamboo tassel at the end. Ooh, the lucky dip continues. I have $1. Oh, $2. $2, fantastic. Oh my goodness, I have my old driving license. Oh goodness gracious me, that is hilarious. I'm gonna show you, try and cover up my personal information. Oh my gosh, I had to live with this for so long. But to be honest with you, my passport picture now is no better. I actually think it's much worse. Anyway, oh my goodness, I love this. I just feel like it brings back so many memories. Horseland, my healthcare card, gosh, I should be taking that. My Oyster card. Oh my goodness, this is hilarious. I've got like boarding passes. Gosh, where was I going? Oh my goodness, that is absolutely amazing. We went to, has it got Mark's card as well? Mr. Mark Smith and Miss Leonora Smee. God, that's so special. I must have kept those for some reason. On the 11th of August, but it doesn't give the year. Anywho, how special is that? There's me looking at what's in the wallet, and I'm meant to be showing you the bag and the purse, but as you can see, I really take care of my bags. I stuff them with newspaper, tissue paper, and if I'm not using them, then they are really stuffed just to try and keep their shape, because this is the most beautiful soft leather, and I love the compartments on this bag. One, they've got like little magnetic toggles, so the magnets stick to the other side, so you know it's less likely that somebody's going to be able to pop their hand in there, and it just means that it's not sort of like gaping open. And then you've got a really large compartment in the middle that zips up, which is fabulous. It also has a long handle. As you can see, I don't think I've ever used the long handle before. Well, I'm going to take it out so that you can see it. And yeah, that literally buckles on there, and then you can have it over your shoulder. But I always love to have a handbag, either like holding it by my hand or sort of the classic over the wrist look. Also means that it's closer to you. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites and such a sentimental piece. So that is definitely on my favorites list. Now we are going to really be stepping it back in time when my mother was hot to trot in Chanel. So these beauties are actually a vintage Chanel piece. Obviously you can see beautiful baby pink. And if I have a look at the authenticity sticker, so in the very bottom of these bags, so if you haven't got the card, and my mother is an absolute nightmare with keeping dust bags, keeping boxes, receipts, authenticity cards. She is a disaster, whereas I am the absolute opposite. As you can see, my bags are stuffed within an inch of their lives and they are treasured, whereas my mother's obviously like flung these around like you can't believe. So if I have a little look, ooh, a little Tom Ford lipstick. Thank you very much. I think I've actually just bought this. I have actually just bought one of these. This is the Tom Ford in Aura. Divine. Let's pop a bit of this on. Showing you a pale pink Chanel handbag. Might as well put a pale pink lipstick on. Thank you very much, Mama. So this is actually I think a bag from, they said about 1986 to the 2000s. So at the very, very bottom of the bag, which is always really difficult to look at, they have a sticker. And depending upon how long a code the sticker is, or how many numbers are on the sticker, depends upon the sort of the years, or in between the years that the bag is most likely to have been made. But it's such a beautiful and such a special piece, and one of my favorite things about it is the zip. It has this amazing, I'm going to come really close, absolutely amazing gold hardware vintage almost like a coin. It's double-sided, and if you want to keep it super classy and super classic, then you can actually just have that on the inside and you don't have to see it at all. But I like to have my bags zipped up for security and then just that sort of hanging on the outside, and I think it looks so beautiful. So I actually spoke to my mum and I was saying that I was going to film this video, and I asked her, I said, what are your favorite stories about these bags? And my mother said these two bags here, she also has it in the burgundy. Oh, I mean, just scrumptious. You are going to be seeing me trotting around in this bag. And yes, mummy, if you're watching this, I'm nicking this one. So she actually bought these from Saks Fifth Avenue, and I do actually like to just bend the handles into each other, otherwise they flop, and I just think for their own sort of keepsake I like to keep them like that. And again, I think these were like purchased within a year of each other, but you can see this one has had a lot more wear. But they're just gorgeous, and there's so many stories about them. So my mum said that she bought these two from Saks Fifth Avenue in America. So all of my gorgeous American subscribers, what I would do to go for a shopping trip with you to Saks Fifth Avenue, one of my favorite places. I think I practically grew up there. My mother taking me on these different shopping trips, and on one of them she bought these two absolute beauties. So all of them just have such special meaning. Now for a bag that is extremely special, and I think you have seen it before, and this is a bag that, I don't know, it holds such sentimental value. My father bought my mother this bag. It is just the most precious piece of, quite frankly, art. So it is this tiny, fully beaded Chanel clutch bag. I think it's sort of like 2006 time, and it has the most special story. So my father, well, as a family we used to have an apartment in Monaco. My father spent a lot of time there, and I think one school holidays just before Mother's Day, my brother and I flew out to see my dad, and for some reason, I still don't know why, my mother didn't come. And so my brother and I said, we need to go and get something for mummy for Mother's Day. And you know what, my dad is not really the sort of like materialistic gift buyer. I wish he was. He kind of thinks, you know, we all have enough, and which is, he's very right. In saying that, but we seemed to just get him in a weak moment. So my brother and I, we took him into Chanel, and what I just love the most is it's got all of the iconic, like Coco Mademoiselle, it's got all of the like logos, but because it's fully beaded in the most elegant and classy way, it's not sort of like overbearing, it is just beautiful and pure perfection. Anyway, we trotted him into Chanel and we came out with this, and this is actually one of the bags my mother has kept the authenticity card in. So it's so tiny that actually the authenticity card is rather bent, but you can either wear it like a clutch and just hold it sort of close to your heart like so, or it does actually have a chain in it and you can wear it over your shoulder. And like I said, we only bring it out for very special occasions. And actually, I think I may have worn this bag maybe more than my mother. How scary is that? She just doesn't really feel that she has anywhere really special to wear it to. The last time I wore this was to the racing awards with Cartier, and then before that was the Goodwood Ball. So this is extremely special and such an amazing story. I remember trotting around the store with it, and I could imagine the sales associates thought, oh my goodness, is that man buying that for the daughter? We did make it very clear that it was for my mother, but God, we had so much fun that day. And then, you know what, I've got a couple of pieces from my grandmother. This is actually one of her, it was actually quite a new bag to her, but obviously it is now vintage. Gosh, those are the days. And it is this stunning burgundy. I don't actually know the name of this leather. It is sort of like a mixture between like a caviar and a suede. And again, the authenticity number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would be sort of like 1980s to 2000s. But obviously they are still making the iconic Chanel flat bag, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my most treasured items. And again, with these things, you can buy them still. There are the most amazing platforms out there, like Vestiaire, The Real Real. I'm not sure how much Chanel is on Vinted, but you've got By Rotation. You know, you can rent incredible Chanel pieces from them. My Wardrobe HQ, they also have the most incredible handbag collection, both new and vintage. So definitely go and check them out. And I will leave a link in that description box down below. But this is definitely one of, you know, even with an outfit like today, and it's just that colour that goes perfectly obviously with burgundy, but chocolate's black, you can wear it with white. It's perfect, absolutely perfect, and I treasure it. Then I have a classic Chanel flat bag that Mummy and I share. Do you know what? I actually don't know how old this is, but it's back in the day. I actually feel rather unwell when I look at the current Chanel flat bag prices, and in February they go up again. So I definitely think they are a fantastic investment to sort of part ways with like 8+ K for a flat bag. You won't see me doing that anytime soon. I would love to add a beige into my collection, but I most certainly will not be buying it new, because you know what, there are so many ones online with fantastic backgrounds, and you just know that that bag has had another life, and a gorgeous life, and it can continue to have a life in my wardrobes. So this has got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is like 2000s onwards. So could be, you know, 20 years old. I doubt it's 20 years old. I think it's more probably around about 15. But look at the condition. I know I bang on about it all the time, but invest in luxury items, look after them, and they will last a lifetime. And I always think you're never buying a bag. It's almost like watches. I love Patek Philippe's brand motto, and their whole ethos is that actually you're not buying the watch for yourself, you're buying the watch or the luxury item for generations to come. And I absolutely love that, and we most certainly do that in our household. I'm not quite sure what my mother was thinking with the yellow, but I love it in spring and summer, and it's just such a gorgeous little sort of like a baguette bag. Absolutely beautiful, iconic. I can't even tell you how buttery soft this leather is, but I just love the lemon. It's hilarious, and my mother has told me so many stories about this bag, but it has danced on many a table. Then we have the vintage Miss Dior handbag. I absolutely love it. It is classic, it's classy, and it's just iconic. I also love the smooth leather. You don't really see that very often now. You sort of see it a lot with the CD monogram imprinted, which I love, but I really, really love a classic piece. You've got the gold hardware, and again, amazing story. So I'm so sad that this shop closed. There was the most amazing second-hand consignment store in Marlow called My Boudoir, and the most amazing woman used to run it, and she had, I mean, every single luxury designer, handbag, shoes, coats. I mean, the place was, oh, the dream. And I remember I was driving past and I saw this, and just exceptional. So this is actually a Miss Dior from 2002. It's got the beautiful print on the inside. Hang on, I'm trying to show you, but how am I going to do this? I'm going to do it like this. It's got the gorgeous like Dior mesh. Oh my god, I'm like ripping this bag apart. I don't know whether you can see that, but the inside is all lined, and it's got the Dior lining, which I love. And again, you've got the little Christian Dior. And in terms of like authenticity, the way that you can check with the Dior, obviously the Chanel, you either have the card or there is actually a sticker. So this is actually really easy. It literally tells you exactly where it was made, which is in, of course, Italy, and it was made in 2002. And this was bag number 72. So she's a beauty. I absolutely love her. I don't actually wear her that often. I don't know, you know, you sort of like have periods of wearing a handbag so many times, and then you have other times where you kind of don't really wear a bag. But anyway, so I'm going to be introducing this into 2024. You're going to see a lot more of her. And now into shoes. Now actually all of these shoes were my mother's and I'm absolutely obsessed. I think, again, shoes are a little bit more tricky because obviously we're wearing them and we're out and about and we are trotting around the town. So in terms of obviously looking after them, it just comes down to like resoling them and popping on new heel tips. And obviously there are shoes for every occasion and also every weather situation. So if it is absolutely peeing it down, please do not wear your cream suede heels, ladies. Go for a leather that's easily wipeable, that will not get ruined. So starting off relatively high street, these are a vintage LK Bennett number. Are they not just divine? I'm literally thinking like Princess Diana. So quite elongated with the toe. I feel like Yves Saint Laurent have literally just brought out a shoe very, very similar, but these are just classic. And then they've got the most beautiful like little anklet of sort of like diamantes. They are so, so beautiful and not like out there garish bling. They look so classy. Hang on a moment, I'm gonna see whether I can pop this on and then do the can-can and flick my feet up. But even down to like the little buckle, hang on a moment, right, bear with. Okay, I've got them on and I'm going to try my utmost best not to flash you, but these are the heels. I feel like I'm going to have to stand up like this, chop my head off. Oh, these are them. Are they not just scrumptious? You've got that elongated pointy toe, the beautiful frosting around your ankle. You've got the most perfect heel height, and then that little bit at the back. I am in love with them. I don't know why I don't wear these more often. Again, they're sort of like the shoe that goes to the back, but yet they are golden oldies. Anyway, love those. Then I've got a vintage pair of Valentinos. Just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So on the days that I'm feeling sort of a little bit more confident, I don't really like showing my right ankle that much. If you have been a subscriber for a while, you'll know that I have had a lot of surgeries on my right foot due to sort of vein issues. I have a venous malformation on my right foot, which basically means that it's very swollen and it's not very pretty, and it sort of looks like really terribly bruised the entire time. So do you know what, if I'm sort of thinking stuff it, I don't care, hopefully they're not looking at my feet. Well, in these shoes, I hope they are. Anyway, if I'm feeling really confident, I will wear these, and they are so comfortable and they're absolutely gorgeous. I actually think one of my girlfriends, and actually I really wanted to mention her on here because she is like striving for secondhand sustainability, charity shop shopping, and she is unbelievable at it. She's also one of my dearest girlfriends. So if you don't follow the Monica Way, she has the most incredible Instagram, so go over and follow her on Instagram. Her TikTok is amazing. Even if you're not like TikTok demographic, or if it's not your thing, trust me when I say her page is amazing. And she actually also has a YouTube channel, so I will leave all of her details in that description box down below. But she's basically just trying to showcase to people that you can buy the most exceptional things in a charity shop or secondhand or online. And let me tell you, she has the most stunning wardrobe. So she definitely doesn't scrimp, nor does she cut corners when it comes to her fashion. But let me tell you, the prices that she gets the most amazing pieces for are astounding. So if you are into saving money, which we all are, then please go and hit her up. Now we have, I think, probably one of my most loved pair of shoes in my wardrobe. These are a pair of vintage Gucci ostrich leather heels. Obviously in this day and age I would not be going out and buying ostrich leather, but considering they are vintage and I don't want to have them at the back of the wardrobe, I wear them and I absolutely love them. You can see how well worn they are on the bottom. They are the most perfect heel height. They're actually wooden heels, would you believe it or not? And I have actually very recently had new heel tips. But I feel like back in the day, they designed the court heel so much better and so much more elegant. They're really like elongated points, which I think make your foot look a lot more ladylike. But I'm going to pop these on and I'm going to show you what they look like. Even with this outfit today, can we just, the colour combination, oh, divine. And I just feel that, you know, I feel really confident in them. They're a great heel height. You can literally trot all day in them. But I'm going to try that again, raise my foot up, and that is those. They are just delicious, delicious, and a firm favourite in my wardrobe. Then, you know what? These are questionable. I love them, but I can only kind of bring them out a few times a year. So a pair of heels that I bring out on Burns Night, which is coming up, are a pair of vintage Prada tartan heels. Can we just take a moment? I think a lot of you are going to be like, Leonora, they are the most ghastly pair of heels I've ever seen. But can we just look at the beauty of the tartan? The most stunning quality. Look at like the embellishment on the toe. And wait a moment, it's like business in the front, party in the back. Look at the back of them. They're like crusted, sort of like embellished heels. They're not diamante, but they're just fabulous. As you can see, I haven't worn these so much, but the tartan is exquisite. I love the little velvet purple bows, beautiful little diamante, and then you've got the fringing around the toe. And like I said, I actually take these up to Scotland and I wear them on Burns Night. And they go beautifully and everybody asks me about them. So when they're sort of paired with an entire outfit, they're not so, I can't believe I'm going to use the word hideous. I mean, if I saw them in a store now, I think I'd be like, they're a lot, but quite frankly, I am a lot. And I love them. So those are those. And then these were my mother's, again, slightly questionable, but these also Prada. I feel like she must have had a real Prada era. I think a lot of people had a Prada era. My mother-in-law also loved Prada. So these are a gorgeous sort of like beige suede. Look at the stitching. The craftsmanship is exquisite. And then you've got the big sort of stone and the diamantes in the middle. And they make me smile. They make me smile. And I think I showed you, yes, I did show you. We went to an amazing event at the Mandarin Oriental and I wore one of my mother's vintage coats, the purple suede floor length coat. Because these have a touch of purple stitching on them, these shoes are just so beautiful with them. Then we've got my final pair of heels that I love, and I feel like they are going to come back in fashion, and they are a pair of Christian Dior silver platform heels, and they're beautiful. As you can see, I have actually worn them in grass a few times. These are well worn, and actually in my teen years, sort of like 18, 19, I thought I was the bomb in these heels, and I'm really hoping they're going to come back in, because again, when it comes to craftsmanship, they are absolutely beautiful. So you've got the inbuilt platform, a very high heel, and then you've got the diamante on the toe. I know they're not for a lot of people, but I just feel that I've had so many memories in these heels, and I'm really praying that they come back in fashion. And if I'm actually wearing a, I don't know, a silver or a black dress and I'm wearing silver accessories and it is on grass, then I do have shoes that I don't mind wearing on grass. So they are one of those. They give me the height, and the little peep toe are glitzy and glamorous. So I love them, and I do keep them at the back of my wardrobe on those for those types of occasions. So those are my favorite vintage items in my wardrobe from my grandmother, my mother, and of course me. And with anything that I show you on my YouTube channel, I'm going to be leaving links down below. And just because they're vintage doesn't mean that they're not available. The real, for example, I just wanted to get the formal name for my Gucci tote bag, and they have 10 on there. And you know what? Fashion should be a circle of life. Don't go and invest in trends because they'll go out of fashion and it will end up in landfill. Please do not be one of those people. Buy classic, buy classy, and buy timeless, because trust me when I say they will never go out of fashion. And so with anything on my YouTube channel, I will try to link the exact items. Of course, they won't be the exact because they're here and I'm not looking to sell any of them anytime soon. But for example, with the backpack, there are loads of them out there, so I will leave links down below. And I feel like, you know what, we're in 2024 now. There are the most amazing services and places online, whether it's The RealReal, whether it's Vestiaire, eBay have a fantastic authenticity team. You've got My Wardrobe at HQ. Vinted is also great for a few bits and pieces, and you do not have to worry about buying luxury designer handbags online in terms of authenticity, because trust me when I say the hoops that they have to jump through, going from expert after expert, authenticity cards, normally they're coming in original dust bags. If you are paying a little bit more, maybe it might come in its original packaging, you might have a receipt. So there are so many different factors to take in when buying pieces like this online. But like I said, I'm going to leave all the details to the different places that I love down below, and I'm going to leave Monica's page at the very top because she is incredible at all of this stuff. I absolutely adore clicking on her Instagram stories in the morning because she kind of does like, I think it is weekly roundups of like Christian Dior earrings, whether they're like Prada sunglasses. She's got a real thing for sunglasses, a real thing for statement jewelry. And let me tell you, they are the fraction of the price. We all love saving money. So look after the planet, be sustainable, and look fabulous. I feel like this has been a very different vlog from me, but it's something you all asked for, and I put my little Leonora touch to it. But I truly hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I'll see you on the next, and as always, sending you so much love.